In 1984, a book hit the shelves with a rather unusual premise. Every single thought we think is actively creating our future reality. Its author, Louise Hay, argued that the persistent problems we face in our relationships, our finances, and even our physical bodies don't start out there in the world. They start inward. This page outlines where these internal blocks begin. We inherit rigid, limiting rules from childhood. Things like men don't cry or women can't handle money. We absorb these foolish ideas long before we have the awareness to question them. Over time, those inherited rules curdle into a constant stream of self-criticism. This text lists the endless shoulds we punish ourselves with. We tell ourselves we are too fat, too thin, too old, too young, or too lazy. This relentless internal babble is completely silent to anyone else. But for the person experiencing it, it acts as an invisible, heavy anchor, holding them down and dictating exactly how much joy or success they are allowed to experience. Hay takes this concept a step further, making a claim that challenges conventional medicine. As this heading states, she argues that all physical dis-ease stems directly from a state of unforgiveness. She maps physical symptoms directly to emotional failures. Looking at this text, you see back problems associated with feeling unsupported by life. Lower down, lung issues are linked to a subconscious fear as taking in life, or feeling like a second-class citizen. The correlations continue here. Skin issues like boils and burns are described as physical expressions of suppressed anger bubbling to the surface. Excess weight is identified as an armor, a subconscious need for protection from criticism, abuse, or a general fear of life. This extensive table demonstrates the vast scale of her framework. It assigns a probable mental pattern to almost every conceivable physical ailment, suggesting our bodies are constantly broadcasting our unresolved emotional pain. If this framework holds true, spending decades treating physical symptoms with external remedies is essentially useless. The body will continue to break down as long as the underlying emotional architecture insists that you do not deserve to heal. Think of the subconscious mind as a purely obedient operating system. It does not judge the code you type into it, it simply executes. If you input the belief people are out to get you, the system goes to work. It filters your perception to perfectly align with that assumption, actively materializing those hostile interactions in your daily routine. To stop this cycle, you have to rewrite the code, and the primary tool for deleting old trauma is radical forgiveness. But there is a catch, as highlighted in this passage. The exact person you find the hardest to forgive is the one you absolutely need to let go of the most. We often think holding on to resentment is a way of keeping the other person accountable. In reality, they are completely unaffected. You are the only one actively drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Detaching the heavy emotional weight from a painful past memory requires an active, deliberate, and highly focused protocol. This passage outlines the theater of resentment. It instructs the reader to visualize the person they resent on a dark stage, picturing good things happening to them. But further down, Hay acknowledges the inner child sometimes needs mental revenge before feeling safe to forgive. Completing these mental visualizations allows you to condense years of suppressed anger into a single session. Once that pent-up energy burns off, the dark clouds of resentment finally begin to dissolve. Forgiveness, then, is a highly selfish act. It has nothing to do with condoning bad behavior. It is about untying the knot in your own stomach and freeing your physical body from the grip of the past. With the backlog of past resentment cleared out, the subconscious is ready for new instructions, and there is one master command designed to address almost every lingering issue. This exercise introduces the core reprogramming tool, a simple declarative statement: I approve of myself. The text emphasizes that this isn't a casual thought. It requires intense repetition, saying it 300 or 400 times a day until it becomes a constant walking mantra. Naturally, the moment you start doing this, your brain will push back. It brings up every flaw, every mistake, and every reason why you shouldn't approve of yourself. The protocol is simply to observe those objections, give them no importance, and let them pass. By relentlessly applying this statement, you initiate a deep systemic purge. You are flooding the system with self-acceptance, washing out decades of inherited mental malware, until the destructive programming is completely overwritten. When building these new affirmations, there is a strict grammatical rule outlined on this page. You must never use the future tense. Saying "I want" or "I will have" programs the subconscious to keep that reality permanently out of reach, stuck in the future. Instead, as shown in this bulleted list, every statement must be anchored in the present. I am prosperous. I am totally healthy. I am joyous. This forces the mind to accept the positive reality right now. When you drop the heavy weight of self-hatred, the effects are tangible. Health improves, relationships repair themselves, and new opportunities materialize with little friction. This italicized line summarizes the entire philosophy. The point of power is always in the present moment. You are never stuck. Your past does not have the authority to dictate your future. True, lasting healing begins the second you make the quiet, radical choice to look in the mirror and finally love the person looking back at you.